what's up? My name is Dan Dobie, and this is a Kickstarter campaign video for a feature-length documentary called Please Subscribe, documenting the lives of a select group of YouTubers who do this full-time. We're gonna follow them around for 24 hours straight, see them wake up, see their creative process, see them shooting, see them editing, see the entire process start to finish.
So I found out about this movie, Please Subscribe, right around the time of Playlist Live, which is where I actually met Dan Dobie. I'd never even heard of him until then. Sorry, Dan. But I've since become a really big fan of his. He's a really great producer / director, but when it came to this Please Subscribe movie, I was really taken by the concept. Personally, I find the whole YouTube thing to be very interesting. Not that I have any plans or anything, it's just I just find the whole thing interesting. So I pledged a chunk of money, and I was really excited to be here at this showing at VidCon.
11 a.m. in the Academy of Web TV screening room, we will be watching Please Subscribe. So please come, get there a little early. I don't know the seating situation, I don't know how big the room is. So if you're interested in watching it, which I hope you are because it's gonna feature all these awesome, cool YouTubers and all these awesome stories that you probably haven't heard before, please go. 11 a.m. Academy of Web TV room. Immediately after, we're gonna be doing a Q&A. If you showed up, thank you so much. There was a lot of people in the house. It was a packed crowd and packed seating. People were standing. I was standing. I was doing this weird thing against the wall the entire time because I was so nervous. Yeah, it was an awesome time. A lot of cool people showed up. Thank you if you were there. That means the world to me. I know there's a million other things I was competing with in that hour block. But thank you guys for coming out. It's really funny because outside of where the film was premiering, there was a guy who actually worked. He was a YouTuber, I believe, but he was working for VidCon that day, and he just said, you know what, I'm supposed to be working, but I'm just going to watch your film instead because I've heard a lot about it and I really want to check it out.
It's revealed in the documentary that you feel that before people haven't understood about the work that you do or being a YouTuber.
I'm the best. I guess what was revealed on there was that I have some misgivings about the weather in Chicago.
In my space is a very intimate space because it's like, I need you to tell me if this is stupid or not. Like, I need you to be very real. Like, am I just so off the beaten path? But I don't know, I just someone said something earlier about how awesome it was, like how similar our stories were, and I just was like, I think it's so awesome how different our stories were. Like, completely different my story of being stupid and silly from like everybody else's that was like, I mean, not that mine was stupid and silly, but just that like, I don't know, I really loved each one of their stories individually, and Hannah and Grace's, whatever they are.
Yeah, where are the women in the movie? Why is it like that?
Oh, yeah. Are you taking name suggestions? Since it's
Yes, if you'd like to give one right now, we'll let the audience vote on it. What do you got?
Well, I don't have an actual name suggestion, but
I'm kidding, continue. What's up?
The whole first comment running gag throughout the video was pretty.
First was in the running, yeah. And there's some other things like I'll just run this by you real quick. I kind of wanted to name it something that was kind of completely outside of the YouTube thing, one of the most emotional parts of the movie is like Mitchell's section, I think, and there's that poster, and I remember seeing that poster, in the past in some of his videos and stuff. But I think one of the things I was thinking about was calling it "Don't Stay in Bed," which is kind of like a metaphor for everyone's thing. It's like these guys don't have bosses. It's like none of these guys have bosses. They're all their own boss. Craig said, I thought I'd have more free time now, but since I'm my own boss, I'm more busy than I ever have been. So, please subscribe or don't stay in bed is on the wish list. I think
don't let the audience vote on your creative direction.
It might change. So right now, yeah.
I just wanted to. I know. Joe? Craig. Who's Craig? Craig.
There's an Onion headline, something like nations Craigs accept the name Greg or something.
He touched on it in the film. He was talking about hate comments. What does everyone else think about it. I mean, he said, I read one comment and sometimes it rings true, like, maybe I should have done that. And then I didn't realize anybody else thought about
Who wants to start?
It's always a touchy subject. You're like, all right, let's talk about the elephant in the room. I think in general, like comments are helpful to steer you in a direction that people, your audience, I mean, because what happens is you build an audience around a certain type of content. Like myself, it would be gaming, and if I was to do something entirely different, they'd be like, well, hold on, that's not why I'm here. Like I get that point. And there are certain things, I think that you have to have a certain level of, you have to, check what it is that you're doing. Like if you think to yourself like, oh, I don't know how people are going to respond to this, like that's probably a good indication that you may not want to put it up because you'll feel self-conscious about the type of content you're producing. And I think that I do pay attention to comments, but I have I have a very hard time like being sort of mean to myself, that when somebody else is very negative, I'm like, yeah, it's par for the course. I'm like, I'm so, like, I'm trying to be very specific and work on something that I have in my head, and I'm trying to push that into some, whether it's, like YouTube or whatever it may be. It's very difficult to sort of have that balance. But in general, sorry, long story short, is that it's good to use it as a sort of indication of the direction you should take, but by no means should you be like, you are fags on the internet, so like you don't need to like it's not helpful. Like if the comment is, like if you look at a comment and say, well, all right, I should have included that, or you're right, maybe I did go a little bit overboard with that. Like that is helpful, but it is very difficult to wade through, what is constructive criticism and what is like unadulterated, just like my daddy doesn't love me. Like I mean, like whatever it may be. And of course, I'm probably just being very cynical and mean. But I mean, for the most part, it's like you just have to kind of be willing to take the hits, or else you probably shouldn't be on YouTube. So. And I would say you don't have to listen to everybody. I mean, even if it is legitimate criticism, someone else might love the thing the other person is criticizing. And what I do, comedy is like a lot of comedy is shocking people. Surprising people. If you're going to do that, some people are going to hate it. And you just gotta ignore it and go with it. And I think use in general like mass consensus of what people are talking about as a guide for you, maybe, but not everybody. I mean, Dan has learned that crowdsourcing is not necessarily the best thing.
Yeah, I mean, our brains have evolved over 4 billion years to be able to juggle about 150 social relationships. And so when you're dealing with 150,000 or 1.5 million, that's like 3 or 4 orders of magnitude larger than like you can handle. And so when you get to that scale, it doesn't matter if you have 1 million people who love you. If you still have 1,000 people who hate you, that's 1,000 people who hate you. And nothing, they're just there. And I think that you hear a lot of creators in our position, we try to brush it off and say, oh, it doesn't really matter. That's why there are memes like haters gonna hate, all sorts of t-shirts talking about haters. But I mean, I think that that's testament to the fact that it actually does, get to us. It really does. And I mean, this gives you thick skin and you learn to deal with it. But I mean, I think that's something that's just going to continue to kind of be a struggle. And I think in large part, networks are kind of emerging because, and we bond so well with each other because we kind of mutually understand that.
I had a video with 50,000 likes and like 280 dislikes. The dislike bar was so little that you couldn't even see it. It's like people were commenting, like, oh, the dislike bar is like Justin Bieber's penis. It's like, and I was thinking to myself, like 280 people, that's a whole room full of people who didn't like my video. What did I do wrong? It's like, and to me, I kind of use it as a positive thing. Like I always tell myself, like the last video that I've ever made, I said this in the panel yesterday, the last video that I made is almost my best video, so that I can always strive to make a better video. So for the rest of my life, I want to say like, oh, that feature film that I just spent 50 years making was almost my best feature film. Like it doesn't matter how perfect it is, it was almost perfect. And on my deathbed, I want to say, you know what, maybe Guitar Impossible was okay.
I was going to talk to Dan again, but he took off to another panel. Now, appropriately, the panel was about raising money for your projects, like Kickstarter.
It's not as good with crutches. Hang on. There you go. Yeah, there you go. was exciting. I just threw the crutches down. That was so exciting. You see how exciting that was?
Oh, my love, my darling, I'll hunger for your touch. Ooh, only time. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. It's hard to look right at your baby, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Before you came into my life, it's so bad, it's so bad, it's so bad.
I threw a wish in the well. Don't ask me, I'll never tell. I looked at you as it fell, and now you're in my way. I trade my soul for a wish, pennies and dimes for a kiss. I wasn't looking for this, but now you're in my way. Your stare was holding, ripped jeans, skin was showing. Hot night, wind was blowing. When you think you're
If you have any questions for Greg, you should ask them here. Okay, goodbye. There.
No, but we're talking about the house.
Yeah, how come I can't
As I was waiting for Greg Benson's View interview, suddenly Cater 17 and Corey Williams showed up. I didn't get a very good shot of them, but at least I saw them. That was important to me. I really wanted to see them.
Hi, everybody. All right. First question. Can you believe Cater's 1.7 and S&P Films are here? Can you believe that? Look at them right there. Everyone say what's up. Let's add them into the first question. It's, can you give Chad Vader a hug? Oh my gosh, yes. I can, but he's all the way over there. This whole thing, you're going to have to kind of, wait a minute. He can't walk through this. This is bad. He's going to have to walk around. Someone has to escort him. Okay, wait a minute. To go to there. Careful. Oh, there he goes. Good. All right. It's a Chad Vader hug. Here we go. Make it sexy. Yeah. Oh, Chad Vader. That was fine. Thank you, Chad. I'm glad we're friends again.
That was very American.
Get up for Chad Vader. That was from Lindsay. Lindsay Williams. Lindsay's getting a treat right now. Thank you, Lindsay Williams, for that. All right, next question from Roman. How do you deal with deadpan silence? All right, we got it. That's it. That's how he deals with it. That's how he deals with it. That's how I do's it. Very nice. Greg, tell people, tell the youngsters, tell everyone here who you are. Tell them a little about Mediocre Society. Tell them about Blame Society. Yeah. Tell them about everything that you do. Did you call my channel Mediocre Society? Yeah. You have no idea who I am, do you? Mediocre Films. Blame Society is a different topic. I'm Greg Jackson of Mediocre Society. No, not really. My name is Greg Benson. I have a channel called Mediocre Films. I have a vlog and whatever, a little douchebaggery channel called Mediocre Films 2 because I'm really good with inventive channel names. And I do a character called Yeshman Blessing. I created a web series called Retarded Policeman that I write and direct for that. I also directed part of the first season of The Guild, and I do a lot of pranks and, you know, short films and whatever. But you can find me mostly on YouTube at Mediocre Films. Very cool. That's who I am, and that's what I do. Okay, so this question is from Madre. Hi Greg, how are you enjoying VidCon? Oh, did I have to wait for that to start? Oh my god, that's perfect timing. I messed it up, I could have just started. Madre, I am enjoying VidCon very much. I get to hang out with this guy's shoulder, which is exciting. You can see a little of that shoulder in there.
no, I get to like meet all these extremely cool, friendly people from all over the freaking world. It's insane. It's so much fun, and everyone should come to VidCon and enjoy it. And I met Andy Milanakis today, which was a huge thing for me. And he will be in my video that I'm putting up in just a couple days that I shot here at VidCon.
That's really exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting.
You were at VidCon last year, right?
And the year before, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about. We have to ask again. Who's first time? Who's the first timer at VidCon? So they weren't here the year before that.
No, they weren't.
So tell them about this year. How it's a little different.
Well, it's bigger. There's more of you guys here, which is really great. I love that I'm meeting so many new faces that I hadn't met the year before and then the year before that. It's bigger, but it somehow still feels kind of intimate. It still feels like the community of YouTube, which is what it's supposed to feel like. Even in that huge, crazy arena, I just think that this is so much awesome fun. It's super happy fun times. And I'm a middle-aged guy who likes to have fun. I'm Greg Benson.
Okay, that's fantastic.
I'm Greg Benson.
So the internet has been awful, so we're just like waiting for a second here. But I like to take questions because not everybody has an iPhone or Android and can send the questions through the app. So let's field a question from the audience actually, but raise of hands. Guys. The question is, what's your question?
Yes. Why do you ask yourself questions? Because sometimes there isn't a question from the audience, and I just have to ask something. You know, it's a good question. Thank you for that. Oh yes.
Have you ever gotten in trouble with the police when you're filming?
The question was, have you ever gotten in trouble with the police filming, doing your stuff?
I have. Let me ask you something. Is this whole thing going up live, or just the short little videos are going up live? Okay, gotcha. Yes, the cops. I've gotten in trouble several times with the cops, but only given a ticket once, and that was on a pretty recent... Oh, we lost it. That's too bad. The internet. How many of you guys, did you see the signs prank I did where I'm holding up signs by the side of the road? Okay, I'm glad a few of you saw that. I love that prank, holding up ridiculous signs, including some that are not very PC, and a cop, pulled up, right? Actually, here's the sad thing about when the cop pulled up. He pulled up before I had a chance to put on a panda costume and hold up a sign which said, "Not a real panda." I was really looking forward to doing that. But, he stopped it before then, and he said that he was doing us a favor by giving us tickets for trespassing instead of arresting us. Like, why would you arrest us for doing a funny joke video on the side of the road? But it's LA, and I don't know. I think California just needs money. But that's the only time I ever really got in trouble. The other times, cops just sort of stop and they go, "Let me see your permit." And I go, "I don't have a permit." And then I run. Yes?
What inspired your starting this career with YouTube and New York?
The question was for Greg, what inspired you to start this whole YouTube thing that you do?
Well, the answer is really simple, and it's sitting right over there. That's my wife. That's my wife, Kim.
Hi, Kim. What's everybody?
Wave, everybody. Yeah, this is Kim Levy. She is not only my wife, she's an extremely talented actress and writer, and she is the producer of a little web series called The Guild. You may have heard of The Guild. She produces that, along with Felicia Day and the new Geek and Sundry channel, which has, 6 new original shows. Anyway, she was the one who told me when I was shooting stuff on my own and just putting it up on my own website, "Hey, you really should put these up on YouTube." And so I did, and amazingly, I got featured in the first month that I was up, and it just sort of built from there. Then they featured me again a few months later, and it just kept building. I still need... Hey, that's me.
We're good. Yeah, look at Greg's waiting video on VU. Yeah, that's fun.
That's a crazy video.
We had a question right here from this gentleman here.
Hi there.
Did you tell him a story before this whole thing?
Oh man, no, that I don't want to share in public with a bunch of people. I don't know about that. Oh, when I was a kid, I used to sneak into this football stadium near my house. He asked me to, this is Trebin, he asked me on camera to tell a story that I've never told online, and so here it is. I used to, when I was a kid, I used to sneak into this, and now my wife's covering her face, like, oh no, are you really gonna tell this? So I used to sneak into this football stadium, and there were these booths, you know, I would just sneak in through a window and just kind of play around there, but at one point I just really had to poop, and so there was no bathroom there, and so I pooped on the floor. So I just can only, and then I snuck out the window, so I can only imagine like the person coming there the next day going, what the hell? It's all boarded up, and I don't know, it's crazy, but anyway, that's
that
my
is
poop story. Did you
awesome.
enjoy that?
The stories that we've had here so far have been fantastic.
The poop story. Thank you for making me share that, Trevin.
There's some fart stories, some poop stories. Yeah, this is like that.
I don't have any fart stories because I have never farted.
Oh.
Yeah, my body just doesn't do that.
Who else here has never farted?
It just doesn't.
These guys are liars.
Is that true?
All right, let's see what we got going on right now. Guys, send your questions, please. Here we go. Okay. Question is from John B. Why don't I have a turtle?
John B., thank you for your question. Why don't I have a turtle? Do you think they're asking? He's asking why doesn't he have a turtle, or why don't I have a turtle? I think he says why. He says why don't I have a turtle? You know, John, maybe you just haven't tried hard enough. Maybe you need to try harder. Go get yourself a damn turtle already. Come on. What if you get a little baby one? It's probably going to be just a few bucks. Just get off your ass and go to the store and buy a turtle.
Very nice. Do you have any pets?
I do. I have a dog. Anybody seen Buddy in one of my videos? My dog Buddy. He appears in a bunch of my videos. I love that dog. Greatest dog in the world.
Who else has a dog here?
Dogs are cool.
Yeah, of course you have a dog.
Yeah.
What about cats? No. Okay.
Kim and I are both allergic to cats. By the way, if any of you have questions for Kim, we can bring her up at any point. No? She's nodding no? We'll bring her up.
I think, yeah.
We'll bring her up. She's got a mouthful of gummy bears or something. Are they the fish? The gummy fish? Delicious fish.
Okay, this question is from Safeside Schmidt. And it's, what's the worst thing you've ever eaten? Did you vomit?
You know, the worst thing I've ever eaten is easy to remember, and Kim knows exactly what I'm going to say. Kim and I will eat anything, we'll try any food, and we went to a Russian restaurant, and you know, in the appetizer section they had two different types of brains, and one was fried and one was cold and marinated, and we said to the waiter, should we try these? And he goes, oh yes. Well, what should we try? Get cold and marinated. So we tried that, and it was so disgusting and so vile that we had to take a second bite because we couldn't believe the first bite was so bad. But no, we didn't throw up. We just we're gluttons for punishment.
Is that really a Russian restaurant?
Yeah.
Come on, I'm Russian. Really, brains? Where was this, in Siberia or something?
No, in a Russian restaurant in Hollywood.
Oh,
right around
that's like
like Sunset and somewhere over there. I forget where.
Okay. The next one is, and by the way, who was that Safeside Schmidt? Who's that from? This guy.
Oh, nice. Good question.
Okay. All right, so this one's from Lala Girl. Is Lala Girl here? Okay. What's your proposal to Kim's story?
Lala Girl isn't here? She's not here? All right. My proposal to Kim's story. I took Kim out, this was now 10 years ago. It's been over 10 years. I took her to a very lovely dinner at a place called the Gardens of Tosco in Hollywood. It's a Mexican restaurant where it's really upscale. It's fun. And I forgot, these are supposed to be short answers, aren't they?
2 minutes.
I can go for 2 minutes. Anyway, I ordered the chicken, and she had so after a whole pitcher of margaritas, she kind of fell asleep, and I drove her up into the Hollywood Hills, and she was actually asleep. And I drove up into the Hollywood Hills, and I woke her up, and we're out in the middle of nowhere under the Hollywood sign, kind of this beautiful view of the city. And she looked around and she said, "Is this the night you're going to kill me?" And I said, "No." And I took her out, and I was very nervous, and we kind of walked out to the beautiful view. Are we running out of time yet? 1 minute left. Okay, so we're looking out, and let me backtrack a little bit. A week earlier or so, I said to my friend David, as I'm riding around in the car with him, I think I'm going to ask Kim to marry me. And at the time, I was wearing his girlfriend's really weird pink sunglasses. And he said, just promise me you're not going to wear those glasses when you propose to your wife and you propose to Kim. I said, I can't promise you that. So now I'm really running out of time. So, sure enough, when I went to ask him, I put on those pink glasses and I proposed to her, and I gave her a little candy, like 25-cent ring, and I said, I promise, if you marry me, I'll buy you a real ring. And how can you say no to a guy who like wears stupid glasses and gives a little 25-cent ring? That's the story.
That's an awesome story. Yeah, let's give a round of applause to that story.
I'm a romantic.
The next question's from Kayla. Kayla, are you here? Kayla. Okay. What's one type of video slash film?
You go by Kayla? Okay, good. Excellent. Kayla.
What is one type of video slash film that you would never make? 3, 2.
A type of film that I would never make? Well, I guess the obvious answer would be I would never make a porn. Although I did make a video called Happy Ending Massage, and that's pretty close to porn. Have any of you seen Happy Ending Massage? You have? Oh my God, how old are you? 13. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have put that on a public website like YouTube. But yeah, no, I don't think I would direct an actual, yeah, that's maybe a little too far.
Very nice. The next question is from Frank Wilbur Esrepilongo. Is that person here? That's an interesting name there. Bill Cosby or Bob Saget?
Is this a who would I kill question? Who would I kill? No, who would I prefer? I would say Bill Cosby, because for the history of Bill Cosby, he's just a very funny stand-up comic. Although, I've never worked with Bill Cosby, and I have worked with Bob Saget. I did a video, a red carpet video, right before a Michael Cera movie, and if you look up Excellent Questions, Red Carpet, you'll see me with Bob Saget, and he was very funny.
Yeah, very nice.
Hi, Lon Bowie. It's Lon Bowie. Lon is an excellent DP. He shot a couple of really cool, fun things for me. Lon shot Happy Sad Waitress and Man in the Mirror. And he also shot, when we went out and shot the, what was that character? Hervé. It's Hervé. He shot that.
Kim, don't go away. We'd love for you to join us in a few.
You should hop up and answer a question.
Can you?
Yeah.
Can you? Will you?
Literally hop.
All right, she'll join us after another one. Let's do another. What character is your favorite? Can you do an impression?
What character is my favorite? Can I do an impression? Some of these questions are so out of the blue that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I would answer for that. What character? When I was a kid, for some reason I had a thing for Woody Woodpecker. I don't know why, and I can't remember what Woody Woodpecker sounded like. Oh, Speedy Gonzales I liked a lot, but I don't really remember what he talked like. So I know I can't really do an impression. What character? Okay, and I love Will Ferrell's character in Anchorman. He's pretty awesome. I'll do an impression of Will Ferrell in Anchorman. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Okay, that's all.
Unique to New York.
Unique New York. Should we bring Kim up?
Yeah, let's get Kim over here.
Kim Evie Benson, please report to me. Please report to me. Kim Evie Benson, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for her. Greatest wife in the world. Hello, my dear. These are the people.
People? I was one of you just a moment ago.
This just goes to show this could happen to any of you.
So I'm going to keep asking your questions, but you guys should both answer. Go ahead and answer.
Great.
Okay. So the question is from Manuel Ontiveros. Hey Manuel, thanks for the question. It's, what is your thinking process for improvising a video?
Videos. Oh, it's like when I'm out and about just doing like a douchebaggery or a prank or something like that. You know, I try to pre-plan some things just to make sure that I hit certain, aspects of the video, but I don't usually think ahead about lines and things I'm going to say or try to say. But you and I, we do some vlog things together that are just sort of off the cuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and just knowing your process, one of the keys to any video like like that is just to shoot a lot, and don't, it's like any improv. If you just let your brain go and go and go, and you know that you're going to edit that, 3 hours and you wandered around down into 3 minutes. So just try to get as much as you can in there, and don't set too much.
Yeah, I don't think we've shot 3 hours, but I will often shoot 45 minutes and edit it down to 4 or 5 minutes. But yeah, that's kind of one of the keys. Don't shoot 5 minutes if you want a 5-minute video.
Very cool. Good insight there. Kim, can you tell us a little bit about the stuff that you've been working on and what you're excited about?
Yeah, I have a new channel that I'm co-producing with Felicia Day, and it's called Geek and Sundry. So it's youtube.com/geek, GEEKANDSUNDRY. And we have a bunch of stuff on there that's geek-oriented, and I'm really excited about it. And we have a tabletop gaming show that stars Will Wheaton. Felicia Day has a blog show. We have Motion Comics by Dark Horse and the Sword and Laser Sci-Fi Fantasy Book Club, and then the show that I'm producing that's debuting after Comic-Con, I'm super excited about. It's called Written by a Kid, and the easy pitch is, it's more than this, but the easy pitch is it's like drunk history, but instead of drunk people telling historical stories and then flashing out to those being acted out, it's little kids telling original stories, but we still flash out to people acting them out. They're very, very funny and very awesome.
It is awesome. It is so great. You guys are going to love Written by a Kid. Wait till you see that.
Yeah, it's fun. That's all.
What's the URL for that one?
Well, they're all on Geek and Sundry.
Okay.
So it's just, that will start airing on Wednesday, July 18th, every Wednesday.
Cool. Very nice. Who here is, by the way, like geek? Who here is a nerd fighter? Raise your hands. And a geek. Very awesome. It's like a resurgence. Fantastic. The next question from Grant.
We love the Vlog Brothers.
Where's Grant? Grant.
Grant, right there.
The question is, where's the Ponce Man, and can I hug him?
The answer is the Ponce Man is here. In fact, I was hanging out with him about an hour and a half ago over there, but he is here, and when you meet him, absolutely you can hug him. That guy loves hugs more. He might hump you a little bit, just so you know. But he loves hugs more than anyone I've ever known. Yeah, absolutely.
Text him and see if we can get him here later.
That's a good idea. Yeah, because he might be right over there.
Awesome. All right, next question's from David Space. Is David Space here?
I'm David.
All right. The question is, who would you turn gay for?
Who would I turn gay for? For you, David. You're the only one. It's you and me. That's all. And that guy.
The next question is from Roberto Hoyos. Roberto, are you here? No, Roberto's Throwpoint booth over there. Is he here?
No,
so he asked, would you rather watch every episode of the Fred Nickelodeon show or have to listen to Rebecca Black's Friday on repeat for 10 hours? 3, 2...
Well, this is going to surprise you guys, but I actually really like Lucas, who plays Fred, so I would happily watch his show. I think the guy, first of all, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met, so I'd happily watch his show, because who wants to listen to Friday over and over for 10 hours? Oh my goodness, look at us here. Don't go away. We're almost done with this. Seriously, come back. Okay.
Fantastic, let's go. Let's do a few more, guys. A few more questions.
It's Alpha Cat and Spricket 24. Is this exciting?
Who is
excited?
Who's that? Say it loud.
It's Alpha Cat and Spricket 24.
Okay, so, question for both. What video or series you've done you most proud of?
I'm proud of all of them. All my babies. I'm very proud of all of them.
But she is most proud of Gorgeous Tiny Chicken Machine Show. Right? That's one of them that you're proud of.
Yeah, I'm proud of all of them. They've all taught us different learning lessons, kids.
Yeah. I'm just most proud of that one where I stole some frozen yogurt.
All right, let's do a few more, and then we'll. Yeah,
sure,
okay.
Absolutely.
And the next one's from Mitchell. Is Mitchell here? Mitchell.
Mitchell. There's Mitchell.
What did you want to be when you were little?
You're looking at it.
I'm telling Ponce whether he or Lucas, you answer.
Oh, good. So that means he is going to come over. What did I want to be when I was little? I wanted to be bigger and a fireman and make videos on YouTube.
Greg, what would you be, this is a comment on, what would you be doing if you guys weren't doing what you are today?
What would we be doing if we weren't I don't know, because I don't really have any skills. I think I'd probably still just be acting. I started off as a professional actor, so did Kim. And I would probably just be still acting in other people's stuff without any control over what I do. But let's face it, this is better, I think.
I would be laying on the couch eating chips.
She does love to lay on the couch and eat chips.
I highly recommend it as a secondary career.
Yeah, there's some top chips right over here.
All right, next one is from Frank. I like the word turd better than the word poop. How about you?
No, poop.
Poop is hilarious. I think the turd is pretty funny. I mean, listen, each one, they have their own uses. I would rather say, hey, you're acting like a turd than you're acting like a poop. You know?
I would rather say you're acting like a piece of poop.
You're acting like a piece of poop.
Poop.
Poop. Well, that's not part of the question. You got poop or turd. But I use the word crap a lot also. Crap is pretty good. I love where this conversation went. Last one?
Yeah.
All right, one more. Here we go.
All right, let's
Make it a
do
good
one
one. Oh wait, Constance trying to find us. He will.
This is a good one. This one is from Sandeep. Sandeep here?
Sandeep? I wonder if it's Sandeep Parikh.
It's not. It's just a Sandeep, or maybe it is Sandeep. But the question is, what bloggers, and I'll turn that into YouTubers as well, do you follow? Any favorites?
There aren't a whole lot of bloggers that I follow. There are a lot of YouTubers that I watch, but I guess Wheezy Waiter would qualify as a blogger. There's a guy who talks into the camera every day, and I love Wheezy Waiter. Is he coming here today? 5:15? Oh my God, look at the time. What time is it? Is it almost time for Wheezy Waiter? 4:37. It's been a while. That's right, Felicia's going to be on the main stage. All right, so we're going to go to that. But I love Wheezy Waiter. My favorite channel is still, and it probably will always be, Blame Society Films. The guys who make Chad Vader and beer and board games, and random sketches. Those guys always make me laugh. They're so funny. But there's so many channels. It's too many to name. Do you have any favorites, like Geek and Sundry?
I just started watching a show called Squaresville, which is very Geek and Sundry-like, and it's about, they were here. It's a great show, you guys. It's really, really great. I don't know, maybe you have to be a teenage girl to appreciate it, I'm not sure, but I like teenage girls. You should watch it anyways.
Oh, and Bad Lip Reading. You guys watch Bad Lip Reading? Oh my God, everything by Bad Lip Reading is insanely good.
All right, guys, let's give it up for Greg and Kim.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you guys so much for coming by. Awesome. Great questions, guys. Stick around. Luisi's going to be here soon. They'll come over and meet Greg and Kim, say hi to them, and maybe Ponce will be here too.
Great and incredibly busy. Incredibly overwhelmed.
It's awesome to have you here to close this out.
I'm the last one.
I think they might even kick us out if we go long enough. All right, so let's get right into the questions, guys. So the first one is from Lucy Kudeg. Lucy, okay? She asks, who's your favorite clone? Your favorite clone?
Well, I hate all of my clones. I want them all to die. But how many places?
New Jersey!
What? What was that?
Chris.
After being in a van for that long, I don't think you'd want us at your house.
Who's Christiana? Christiana, next question. What would be your superhero name?
My superhero name would be Beardacious. I don't know. I'd have to think about this. Beardacious. How is just Beardacious? Yeah.
How do you guys like Beardacious? I think they like that one.
Okay.
I see some beards in the back saying, yeah, we'd do that one.
Can you get a picture? What? Oh no! This is... That's okay. If you're really worried about your friends, what your friends think, what everyone else thinks, just ignore it and go for it. And a way to avoid that, or the scariness of being judged by your first video, is to make another video, and then make another video, and then another video, and then just bury those videos.
That's good advice there. And I'll ask for another advice thing.
I saw you on the Annoying Orange show.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah.
Your last name is Curry. I am a big fan of Thai people.
If you see it on TV, tell him I said hi.
Oh, I will.
Two cameras back. Yeah, I know. Our president.
Only
Yeah. There, I think I took it. Oh, is it on?
On my other channel, what's trending? Oh
final picture I took was a bonfire. You can see the fire in the middle. And unfortunately, when I took this photo, everyone started yelling at me, telling me I was some kind of pervert or something. That was not my intention. But there it is. That was my VidCon experience, and I'm really glad I went. I almost canceled, but I went, and I'm really glad. I had a blast.
I want to see something I haven't seen before. I've seen celebrities, it better be a really new kind of zombie.
Editing is really, really important. It could change the whole entire timing of what you're doing. So when you're doing it, don't be cheap and when you're supposed to edit it. Also be relatable. That's huge.
Those are great tips. Well, just speaking to editing real fast. Show it to people. Show it to other people that don't know anything about it. A lot.